And we'll hear more from Alan all about Urban X later on this hour. What do you think? Do more resources need to be put in place when it comes to missing adults? 519-893-6905. We're on Twitter as well, at TalkLocalWR, TalkLocal@Rogers.com. We have Linda Little-Smith in studio with us now. She's founder of Music for the Missing. Linda, welcome. Thank you for your time tonight. So let's just first start by talking a little bit about some of the background behind this event and why you decided to start it and bring it to Kitchener.
I have a missing adult stepdaughter. When an adult goes missing, once they're 18, it's an entirely different situation than if they were a child. The police have a very hard time to do anything at all for you because of the privacy laws. So it's hard. When my stepdaughter walked away from her group home December 1st, there was absolutely nothing. We had no one to turn to. I had flyers made within days, but the police at that point didn't understand the depth of her mental illness.
Okay.
To them it was, don't worry, she's just out partying, she'll be back in a week, a couple of days, whatever. They really didn't have the comprehension that they needed for this. The amount of medicine that she's on, you can't live without that. So, and it went from there. It was a daily struggle. But up till that point, I had no idea that there was others missing. None. You hear about it in the newspaper, you see it on the radio, or hear it on the radio, and it's like, that poor family.
Yeah.
But it's a silent crime. It's like, that poor family, it's not ever going to happen to me. I have my chicks all in the nest, close, I know where everybody is. It's not the same.
No.
When Tasha walked away, we were blindsided because she's her dad's girl, it's hard.
And so there was no warning, no indication, no, just nothing.
Nothing. She walked out of her group home. We didn't even know until the next day. And there's no responsibility from the group home. You can't blame anybody, and there's nothing done. So you have to find your own way, and it's and you feel alone. So we went an entire year of searching the streets, walking the streets of Toronto, thousands and thousands of dollars later, because we just went and stayed in Toronto, I think for about 3 weeks at the first. We had tips from here and there, and then we would run them down only to find somebody who looked like her.
Yeah.
And that was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
That was, I think, worse than not seeing somebody.
To get your hopes up every single time. And
we call it a roller coaster of emotion because you're up and you're down and you're all around, and you get up the next day and you do exactly the same things. Every day it's, what can I do to get my loved one's face out there, to keep her in the face of the public, because it's going to be somebody who passes her by on the street that finds her. For me, I can walk down the streets of Yonge Street, for instance. She could be a block behind me. She could be a block in front of me. And it's hard. It's the biggest struggle I've ever faced. And I haven't had the easiest life. I've faced a lot of challenges in my time, but I've never faced anything like this. November 5th of 2011, I got an invitation to go to Toronto to Long and McQuaid's because a concert tour from the States was coming up. They're called a Squeaky Wheel. And sitting at my computer looking at my husband going, this is a great idea.
Okay, and we are going to continue, Linda. We just do need to take a quick break, so do stay with us. We're speaking with Linda Little-Smith. She's the founder of Music for the Missing, and she's telling her story behind this event. So do stay with us. 519-893-6905 is our phone number at TalkLocalWR. We're on Twitter and email TalkLocal@Rogers.com. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. Linda Little-Smith still in studio with us. We're talking about Music for the Missing and the story behind it. Her 29-year-old stepdaughter just went missing, and Linda's been searching and hoping and putting on this event ever since. So, Linda, back to you. Let's continue on with your story here.
And we were coming up to the year of Tasha missing, and I said, this is a great idea. Who doesn't like good music? I think I can do this. And my husband said, no, you can't. I said, yeah, I can. He said, no, you would need at least 6 months. And I went, really?
And how long did you have?
A month.
A month. Okay.
A month.
Okay.
This was Halloween, and
It was coming up to December,
I was
right?
planning
Okay.
it for that first weekend of December.
Okay.
And I looked around Kitchener, and everything was far out of my reach. And then I found the Chrysalis Theatre, and a wonderful shining knight for me anyway, Alan Waugh.
Yeah.
And he's just been remarkable. Like every time I get upset, Alan's like, no, calm down, we can do this. Calm down, we can do this. And he does. It's been remarkable. Our first event went from noon till midnight, December 3rd of 2011. We had so many families come out, and it was the first inkling I had that this is an amazing support group.
Okay.
It was an immediate connection, because then we didn't feel alone. You know, you feel so alone.
Well, and you have had other parents and
Yeah.
people come up to you, right? And I even know the police have
Yes.
you've started working with them as well, and just hearing about other people's stories and helping them, or even if it's a support thing, or getting them up on the website, right?
It's very hard. I'm working with a young detective, probably the best police officer I've ever met. And he's been going back through cases, and he came upon a case where this young man's been missing for 29 years. And this family has gone through it all by themselves. And he asked me to call this family, so I called the brother, and the brother was absolutely overcome that, first of all, a police officer was going to take this kind of interest after 29 years, but that there was other families that would understand what they go through. And as the years go by, it's not an every minute thought, but it is a day or a week thought, like, oh, he would have liked to seen my kids, or he would have liked to seen this. And they were only a year apart. And it's the same with Tasha right now. Like, my youngest just got married, and she would have liked to have seen that, you know. I don't believe Tasha knows who she is right now. I don't think Tasha knows she's missing. Because of her illnesses. She has 3 major mental health issues, and without the medicine to keep her a little bit grounded, I don't believe she knows. So she's missing out on life, our life, and every family has the same issue. People are growing up, people are getting older. We have a lady in Waterloo whose sister has been missing 44 years. I mean, even with Tasha missing for 18 months, I don't have this kind of comprehension.
Yeah.
I don't understand her pain.
Yeah.
You know, and people go, I understand. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Well, and you said it like walking down Yonge Street or any other street, that she could be right beside you, right behind you. It's I imagine, and of course I don't understand, but that it's a constant what if. Where
Yep.
could she be? And looking for her without even consciously looking for her, maybe?
We had a tip that she might be in the Kitchener area with some of the people that live in and about the streets. So now we don't drive down the street, you know, safely every time, because you're looking at the people. Like, could that be her? Could that be her with less weight, with less makeup, with a different hair color? And you don't know.
And where would she be right now? Do you think is Kitchener a
I'm
logical,
hoping.
a reasonable?
Yes.
So, and if you say she doesn't necessarily have the mental maybe capacity or ability to find you, that's a lot of pressure on you and your husband
Yes.
and your family, because you have it now that you have to find her, right?
Exactly. But for us, we believe that she's with a group of people that is looking after her, because she's been in no hospital and never picked up by any police. So we have to believe that she's okay. You have to believe your glass is half full. You really do. If you believe the glass is half empty, you might not get out of bed most days.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, that's not an option, because then I'm going to stand still. And that I have so many families that need help.
Yeah.
You know, and we need to raise awareness. We need to have more programs in place. We need more help.
So and as someone with that firsthand experience and working with these other families, and you're an ambassador, you're an advocate now.
It's getting better.
by what happened to you. So what needs to be done then? What are the key things that really need to happen?
There's actual 2 key things. Our DNA database. We need a database that includes, right now, if there is a body found, the DNA is taken, DNA is put in the coroner's office.
And that's That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Unless you have a really dedicated police officer in your case and he's taken the maternal DNA. Most have not.
Okay, so
and
just
it's
sit
not
there and you would have
interconnected.
no...
It's not interconnected
Okay.
across Canada. So we're hoping the RCMP are working on something for 2013, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long struggle. The next one is our police need more help, and they need they need a privacy law. Alberta's bringing laws into place, and our Ontario police need the same help. So that's the next job.
Okay, so that's something that you would like to see. So privacy protects,
Yeah.
of course, those. But
Yes.
when people are vulnerable, whether it's
Yes.
mental illness or whatever,
Or
that
missing.
you need to or missing,
They
you
need a
to
little
find
bit of
them.
help. They need a little bit of maneuverability
Okay.
to find out. They
Sure.
need to be able to look at that phone record.
Yeah.
Who was the last phone calls?
Yeah, follow the paper trail. And
They can't
see
help
where-
us if they don't get any help. So
Okay.
there's a lot of things that need to be done. But right now, I think just by raising awareness with all of these events, I think we're doing a good job. It brings the families together. It brings other organizations into play. Like until Tasha went missing, I had no idea how wonderful some of these organizations in our town were. So, you know.
And we'll be speaking with
Yeah.
some of them a little later on.
Absolutely.
So this Saturday, give us the
It's a big
details.
one. It's Saturday, 10 a.m., 10 p.m.
Yeah.
It's a free, all ages event. Please bring something for the food banks and Ray of Hope. And the Working Center. We're sharing everything that's brought. We're sharing it out. The musicians, we have 12 different musicians. I think 5 bands and 7 solos, I think. But each one has donated 45 minutes of their time. We're going to have families speaking. Organizations are speaking. We have Marty Van Doren going to be here.
We'll be speaking with Marty
Yeah.
a little bit later on this
He's
hour.
actually going to be here.
As well. Okay, Linda, thank you so much for
thank you
coming
so much
on,
for
sharing
helping.
your story with us. We
Yes.
do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And all the best on Saturday.
Good.
So do stay with us. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.